Hey Aries, this is Tina with 85th House Vibrations, and this just in. This is where we get all up in the first business about love and relationships. This reading is good for Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising, particularly Aries Rising. This is a general reading. It will not resonate with everyone. This is your love reading for May 2018. I hope everybody is doing well. So let's get into this. The moon is currently in Scorpio. We just had a full moon. We're currently still in the full moon phase. The moon is Scorpio. So lots of things that are coming to light. Lots of things that are being illuminated, even if they are not particularly comfortable. However, this is the culmination of all of those things. All right. So the first card we have is the Strength card reversed. All right. Aries, if I'm not mistaken, this card came up for you last month in the upright position. Because I talked about you choosing or having some issues between a Virgo and a Leo. I didn't have to necessarily be that, but one could have been, very service oriented, analytical type person. The other one could have been very fiery, passionate, even a bit narcissistic. The next card we have is the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. This is some very interesting imagery. Jeez Louise. And the next card we have is the Ten of Cups reversed. So the Strength card, this is the 8th major arcana, and this is ruled by Leo. Aries, I feel like at this point you are somebody in a relationship, if you are currently in one, is feeling like, I just don't have the strength anymore to continue to do this. It's like every time we have a situation, I am looking into the mouth of the beast. And it's scary in there, and that's not really something that I'm looking forward to. As far as I feel like there's a demise in physical attraction for those of you who are currently in relationships. There's a need for desire and lust in a romantic relationship. I think lust can be a good thing, and lusting after the person you love is sexy. For whatever reason, I feel like that is diminishing. It's on the decline, and somebody is trying to hold on to, with this Four of Pentacles, somebody's trying to hold on to their resources for dear life. Aries, if you hadn't made a decision last month to separate with somebody, I think that you do this month. You take your power back and you decide to go ahead and break it off, because you just realize that it's just not there anymore. And you're trying to hold on to everything that you have. You got some beast there behind you that's trying to get a hold of what you got, and you're like, I'll be damned. And the reason is because with the Ten of Cups reversed, there's just not any love anymore. For some of you, there's a family dynamic. There is a household that could possibly be divided. The thing about it, Aries, is if you have been part of a family dynamic and the love is not there anymore, if you are not attracted to your significant other, if you don't love them anymore, if there are other people involved besides yourself, there's going to be a need to be fair, Aries. You're not going to be able to hold on to all of it. And if this is somebody you're dealing with, the same applies. They won't be able to hold on to everything. And I do feel like, I don't know if I mentioned this as we started the video, when I said I said we had full moon in your 8th house, and I felt like that had, if I didn't say it, we had a full moon in your 8th house, which primarily for this reading is going to deal with other people's resources, and somebody is trying to hold on for dear life to their resources. And since this is happening in your eighth house, Aries, maybe it's not you. Maybe it is your partner that's trying to hold on to everything. And I didn't mean to call you a beast. Because I said there's a beast behind this person. Okay, but you might be a beast. You might be a beast and going about getting your fair share. You know what I'm saying? It may not all be a bad thing, because the way it looks to me, whoever it is that's holding on to these assets, to these resources, who's not willing to let it go, is trying to starve this person behind them, and probably has been trying to do that. Withholding. Somebody's been withholding. And if they're not, they're definitely going to try to. And there may come some times, Aries, where you just feel like you don't have the strength to deal with it. Like I said, you may always feel like you are looking into the belly of the beast. I think I said the mouth of the beast earlier, but the belly of the beast. Let me see. Aries, there is an underlying theme too of, with Chiron having just moved into your sign, and Chiron is the wounded healer. I gotta say that this whole thing here, there's an underlying theme of things that have gone on in somebody's childhood. This is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? This is not news. There are so many of us who, I hate when I do that and I don't have it centered. There are so many of us who behave the way we do in relationships due to the way we were nurtured, the way we were raised, and those things, those feelings, those subconscious issues roll with us for the rest of our lives, and we tend to um, they tend to manifest in our relationships with other people. I want to add more to this, Aries. I feel like I should, simply because it's your love reading, and we're only like 7 minutes in. But I think that this pretty much tells the story too. I really don't think that there's much more to tell, Aries. The one thing I do want to say though is that I feel like at one time as a family, for those of you who were in this family dynamic, I feel like there was once this vibe of, we don't need anybody else. Um, we're a different breed. If you look at this family, that's a different breed. It may not have even been a choice that you guys fell into a mode of, we don't need anybody else. This family could have been ostracized for some reason or another, because if you look at the way this family looks, they look rather scary, abnormal, and society doesn't like to deal with that, even people that are close to you. So I feel like, for whatever reason, um, within that family dynamic, you guys took on a us against the world type energy. Well, the time has come to do something different. And you guys have dealt within your own world, lived within your own world for so long, that there may be some sort of fear of, I can't conquer these things by myself. Now, with that brings me to believe that in some cases, because this has been the case, the us against the world case situation, that some of you don't, or somebody in a relationship doesn't have the energy to not look into the belly of the beast, and they are holding on for dear life, but it's the wrong thing to do. It's the wrong thing to do. This is nothing more than fear and a lack of confidence. Somebody's feeling a lack of appreciation and admiration, and they feel like that if they have to go it on their own and go out here and face things by themselves, that they won't be able to live up to the standards that they had when they were this family unit, no matter what the reason was for the isolation or for the withdrawal from the world. So some of you may be still willing to hold on to a beast. Let's get back to that energy. Some of you may be willing to hold on to a very beastful relationship just because there's fear. And that's the way that I see it, Aries. Uh, if anybody would like to talk to me personally, you can find my information in the description box below. Thank you, Aries, and here's to looking forward to you guys finding some resolutions to the relationship issues. It's been a rough couple of months for you, Aries. So, hold tight. You definitely can. You're the ram. And let's move forward boldly. All right.